It's me. I got it. Let me see. Hold on. Wait. All right.
Come on, man. There it is. I'm sorry, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition with your boy Cool Cat Connor and my guy Leader. What up, Leader?
What up, man? Coming off a loss. Want to talk about a lot. What's up, y'all? Leader Johnson, my boy Cool Cat. Here, Broad Street Blitz Take. Live with Boys here. We got the big brand on Broad Street. A lot to talk about. A lot going on. Eagles. Let's go.
Start us off. It's your show. Start us off. What we talking about first?
The first thing is the loss. It's this right here. I'm just letting you know how I feel
Yep.
about that. It was an embarrassing loss.
Yep.
Talking about the New York Giants. The whole game. I mean, the whole game, no control. Total panic. Like things just wasn't going right. And then you look at the offense. Patulo just doesn't have. I said this before. I said this last week. He don't have a blueprint of what to do. That's his biggest plays. He's experimenting with everything, and everybody has to go with it. It just he's just trying to figure things out on the go. He helped out with Kellen Clemens last year, and he had good ideas. Now it's time for a full throttle, and play calling is not his thing right now. He got some plays that can work, but play calling is not his thing. Defense, totally. A lot of people going on Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson. Just the whole defense. Skidaboo had 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's rookie. Dart rushed for a touchdown, had more yards than our running back. Like
Right.
this it was the only person, and I'm gonna tell y'all who Dallas Goedert, Vontae Smith, Jalen Hurts. Say what you want about Hurts. What are you talking? Yeah, 95.5 rating, 283 yards. This first interception of the season, giving us all types of change. I was hearing a lot of this, but I should be used to hearing it. But it's easy to defend it. He had a good game. Matter of fact, he had more yards than Dart. You know what I mean? So it's like now Dart had a 101. The only reason he had that rating at 101 because he didn't get an interception. The only reason Jalen Hurts, y'all talking about the overthrown pass. It's been so many overthrown passes by quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks this year. Nobody talk. Listen, it happened, but he also had 283 yards. It happened. What are you focusing on? The incomplete pass. Just something to talk about. Stuff happens. It didn't cost them the game. What cost them the game was the play calling. You got to make the weapons attack. Then you stop running the ball with Barkley again. What was that? Like you basically cripple the whole offense by doing that. You're putting a lot more pressure on the receivers to win the game. And Hurts is doing all he can. Yeah. The trade things. I want to talk about the situations with the trades possibly. The cool kid. I wanted to ask first. You see the game, see everything going on. How do you feel about the game? You hear me, cool cat? What's up, y'all? This is Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition. Me and Cool Cat Connors, man, talking about the game, man. We're gonna get Cool Cat soon back on to talk to talk more about the reaction of the game. But that was crazy. The loss itself was surprising. Listen, that one was big. I mean, I had a lot of big things happen this week. Penn State been on a losing streak, but that was a big one. So, Cool Cat, what do you feel
Yep.
about that game? What do you feel? Like real talk.
For me, that game was man. Now, granted, Jalen he did have some passing yards in this game, but still, that interception killed. And also, what was your thoughts on that overthrow to Devontae Smith? You think he should have never
Yeah,
overthrew him? Like, what was your thoughts on that?
man, it is. It like I said about it. It was an overthrow. It just happened. It's too many good passes he was throwing. The same thing everybody was talking about he's been doing the last couple of games, throwing for over 280 yards. It's overthrow. It is what it is. The thing is, you're putting him in a situation, to win a game. But he definitely could have connected on the pass. It is what it is. But with so much we could have did
Right.
more to win that game, especially defensive. Like it's so much more we could have did to
Talk
win
about
that
it.
game, especially defensive.
Talk about it. What we could have done
Uh,
more. Talk about it.
the play calling. That's the number one thing. That's the number one thing through the whole season. Play calling. Everybody talks about the defense has been playing real stellar. Been put in situations to win games each week, come back in second halves each week. And then you look at this week, if y'all really pay attention, Jalen Carter was hurt and Quinyon Mitchell was hurt. That just lets y'all know who the most important players on the. If one of these guys is out, it impacts the defense hard. You're talking about two guys that totally changed the game. Totally changes the game, So I mean that was a big time, but it was next man up. And this defense, because people didn't tackle. Makuba playing. Listen, everybody got 8 up. Even Eugene had 2 tackles. They took Ringo out, put Jackson and Ringo in there. Boom. Like it was all they're talking about LaJordan Humphrey, who if anybody know who LaJordan Humphrey is, he was named after Michael Jordan. He played for Texas. He's 1,000-yard receiver. He's 6'4". All right. Jordan Humphrey had he had a 7 foot 55 yards. Wendell Robinson had like 73 yards. Okay. These are guys that are not, but it just is what it is. They should have played better. Everyone should have, because those cornerbacks shouldn't have lost us the game. We should have got more pass rushing in there. Zadarius Smith was gone. He had a sack that game. Yes, he retired, y'all. Personal reasons, retired. But this defense has been stellar. Even with the Adoree Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Ringo had a good game last game. But
Yep.
this was just listen, y'all. This is what it is. Let's call it spade to spade. This was an all-around terrible game. From listen, and I come out support. I say things to support when it's time to support. I'm telling you to support. I'm telling you who did good. But this is unacceptable. Giants are not in the Eagles league class.
Nope.
Barkley just once again, Cool Cat. Once again, what he said: run the ball. They did not
Exactly, because here's why you run the ball. You run the ball because we did this last year. Leader runner up last year. Didn't we run the ball? It didn't help AJ Brown. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this again, and I'm gonna keep asking this until it happens. Did running the ball with Saquon Barkley help AJ Brown last year?
Yeah, but
Did running
that's the Eagles.
Did running the ball help Devontae Smith last year?
Right. Yep.
Did running the
Definitely
ball help? Hold on. Did running the ball help Dallas Goedert last year?
helped him. Yep.
Did running the ball help Jalen freaking Hurts last year?
No question.
Then what the hell, man?
It's the Eagles. It's the Eagles' blueprint. That's the thing. They run the ball. That's been years since Ricky Waters, since Brian Westbrook. Listen, that's just been a base. And now we're talking about with Nick Sirianni. All 3 years he's had 1,000-yard rusher. Miles Sanders had 1,200. DeAndre Swift got his first 1,000-yard season, and then we go to Saquon Barkley with 2,000 yards. This is and they have top lines each year. That's been a staple for the Eagles for the last 10 years, having top lines under Jeff Stoutland, even when Howard Mudd was there. But Jeff Stoutland, you mean to tell me you're not running the ball? But like I told you, Cool K, Patullo does not know he doesn't have a formula of what to do that's successful. That is what the Eagles do. That is what the Eagles do. We run the ball. And then from last year being that successful, you have to, and you see how it's hurting, because now you heard what people said. Did you not hear this? Somebody said, it was one of our players, I think, said they're getting guessing our plays. Because now they're doing the same thing to make it. He's throwing the ball, trying to figure out which ways to get people open instead of just the run has to feed the pass and vice versa. So if the run is not going, if you're not, listen, between 17 and 21 rushes need to hit Saquon Barkley. If it's 15 rushes, we need to see A.J. Dillon get 10 rushes. You have to run the ball. Shipley, you got 3 guys. who are good runners. One can catch the ball. Even AJ did. What are we doing? Then that's it. It's play calling. That's the
What do
big
you think
thing.
this is? What do you think this is? You think it's the offensive line? You think it's the play calling? Like, what is the
Yeah.
reason why Saquon because last year, by this time last year, week 7, Saquon Barkley was feasting on these fools. What is going on, leader?
From the start of the season. He did it in Green Bay. He started the season off hot. So the thing is this, I told you it's too low. It's just play calling. Everybody see it. It's not the same. And then why okay, the early part of the season, right? You see the defense saved us, right? In special teams, right?
Yeah.
Not one time his offense saved, but Jalen Hurts has saved us. Sometimes you throw players in there and they just do things to win the game. He's an elite quarterback. That's just what happens. But you're talking about an offense he's trying to get used to on the go. Where him and Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts have been caught on the sideline talking to Patullo, not to Nick, to Patullo, just trying to get things together. It's obviously play calling. Defense has done what it's done, and then when the defense has all the pressure ahead without
Hold it down,
two of
leader.
its
I'll be
stars,
right back. I'll be right back.
when the defense has the pressure without two of its stars, like it's going to be more on the defense. You talk about Carter and Quinyon Mitchell not being there. Quinyon Mitchell is a shutdown corner. He follows he has been absolute. He's been the best cover corner in the league this year. Nobody's been that shut down like him. And Jalen Carter, 3 people have to get on this guy each game. When he went out the Dallas game, it was a total change, right? How Dallas had to play the game, right? Y'all remember that? Jalen Carter, it was a total difference. These are 2 difference makers. Then you got Zach Bond, another guy to go. But those 2 are the big difference makers on Philadelphia. When Nolan gets back, it's going to be corruption because Nolan was getting to the quarterback. This defense and Dean ain't came back. Everybody talk about, we know about Bond, but Dean was one of the top 10 linebackers in the middle linebackers in the league last year. Could have been top 5. Look at those numbers. Look at how he played. Game-saving interceptions. This defense is going to be what it. Listen, there's nothing wrong. The only thing is that they forgot their identity. Even Vic Fangio told the defense this week, y'all, we got to get our swagger back. We got to get our swagger back. I mean, it should. And then listen, who I think we should sign. I can't wait till Cool Cat get back on this notion. Let's talk about the free agents or the trade rumors. Trey Hendrickson is in the air now with Zendarius Smith retiring over personal reasons. Shout out to Zendarius Smith and Cash Doll. Personal reasons he out, right? Now that's it. Denzel Ward is back on the I keep on hearing his name get mentioned. If we can get these guys and this point in the season, just to upgrade, no matter how good Jomo would be or Ringo is going to be or anybody gets, it's time to upgrade this team. So Denzel Ward and Trey Hendrickson, no question. Then I'm hearing Trevon Walker. He's always if we talking about an order, Trey Hendrickson has the experience and he's elite. Get him. And plus, you keep him for it won't be that many years, And before he goes, Trayvon Walker's young. You had to give him a longer contract, probably even larger or a longer contract because he's younger. But he's a second guy I would like to get because that I'm hearing about because he's a Georgia guy. Those Georgia guys together get down, man. The chemistry is won a Super Bowl. And Bradley Chubb. Ooh. Bradley Chubb, man. Bradley Chubb. That's another guy. Like any of them would be upgrades, but I think it'd be multiple upgrades. Well, or it might not be. I mean, Howie don't feel that. We know we got a good roster. We know we got some injuries. And how we know what his team is. I think he's very confident in this team, but Howie's gonna pull a trigger. He done lost to losing to Darius Smith and knowing you need something else. And Bennett's hurt. They need Howie's not afraid to make those moves. So watch him. Just watch out. Because he likes to make moves. It's not like he loves to make moves, man. So but he also could stay put, or he might not get the big moves you think. Those big names. You just get some added depth. because he's confident in his roster. It's just what it is, man. Denzel Ward would be unbelievable. I just don't think Cleveland's trying to trade. I mean, didn't they just sign Myles Garrett to a big contract? Isn't they going backwards, not signing an elite cornerback like this? But if Philly, believe me, they're making calls. They was trying to get Myles Garrett. Trey Hendrickson, I think it was a lot of rumors about his name with Philly before. And then, but uh, it's starting to circulate more now. And it's more on just hearsay because of rumors of before. But don't think
Yeah.
Philly ain't going for Trey Hendrickson. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, I'm talking about the trade
Uh-huh.
rumors.
Yep.
Okay, the trade rumors. Um, they're live. They're real. And it's because of for one, Trey Hendrickson.
Right.
Trey Hendrickson. It was rumors before that was floating around, and then now that Zadarius Smith goes, and they're looking at the pass rush. That now was looking for like Philly's looking for edge. That is out. Philly is looking for edge rusher. And
Right.
also, cornerback is on their mind. It's not like a for sure, but it's on their mind. So believe they're looking for both. So look at this. That's one guy. Bradley Chubb is another one. Bradley Chubb, to me, that's the third guy I want. Young guy, but and his best you're going to sound to a longer contract, bigger money. Trevon Walker, Georgia guy. You should be a favor of that. He anytime Georgia chemistry has won a Super Bowl, and he's an elite player. So, but Trey Hendrickson is a vet. He's one of the best in the league, and he's there. Denzel Ward has popped up.
Mm-hmm.
Cornerback, elite cornerback, Cleveland. I always wonder where it comes from. I know it was something about because of their start and what's going on, but I just don't. I don't know how accurate it could be because I mean, didn't they just pay a lot of money for Myles Garrett? Don't you think they're trying to keep their future together? But hey, what? Wait now. I mean, it's been people trying to trade for him. They
Right.
are a losing team, and maybe they can get. That's always something for a team to want to get draft picks. Myles Garrett was their big get, so they could unload Ward. And while Howie is, when we're looking at this on Twitter rumors, Howie got his Google up.
Yep.
It's for real. No, I'm telling y'all, he's involved in every. He's trying to see what you want for every trade because Howie's addicted to making the team better. Since 2017, he's been addicted. When they got Ronald Darby, when they got Jay Ajayi, when they have to make a move, like he's not afraid to do it, y'all. So now the trade deadline's coming, and now here go the rumors. I'm just telling y'all the players that are circulating. Jalen Phillips is popped back up from Miami. He's a guy edge rusher. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these are names we're hearing. These are names that are coming around, and believe me, if not one, two. But don't be surprised if you trade for players you didn't want or you didn't think he was going to trade for to save the
Right.
money back. He did that on free agency on y'all, man. He made trades where you thought, oh, why he didn't go get this guy? No, he's a very smart general manager. I don't think nobody should doubt his vision by now. So we're going to be involved, and he's going to make a difference because losing to Darius Smith, believe me, pissed him off because that was a $9 million pickup. That
Right.
was what they considered the guy they was going to come in who had 9 seconds. So I mean, and shout out to him. It's nothing against that. I mean, everybody personal things, do your thing. But here we go. C.J. Gardner Johnson. I forgot.
Yep.
Why? How did I forget that? Yes, he's been released from the Ravens. And then that was a mutual talk. That wasn't like he talked to him like, yeah, I want to be released. So let me tell y'all something, man. Just listen to me. Cool. Because I'm gonna have to ask you a couple questions, cool cat. Listen,
Uh-huh.
CJ Gardner. See that yes, I want him. But I'm gonna say it so many because he just once you're a Philly fan to a certain, it's like asking, do I want back Brian Dawkins? And no, he's not Brian Dawkins, but man, he's been here 2 Super Bowls, and each year he has 6 interceptions. He's been the life of the party. He's been, he's a team player. And I think Philly's personal to him. And I think, looking at the safety, the way McCool was having some rookie mistakes, it's guaranteed to happen. But CJ Gardner would be unbelievably great to be back and would be an immediate impact. I wouldn't doubt it because each time he's played, he's been immediate impact. So I think he's a guy that's circulating as far as people want him back.
Right.
You ain't even heard yet about the Eagles reaching out to him, but people want him back, and I'm mentioning it because I'm definitely for Chauncey Gardner Johnson being back, especially for the locker room. It just would be real good for that. And I wanted to ask you, Cool Cat, now I wanted to ask you about for the first thing about the game, right? What do you think is the problem with the Eagles that you're seeing that you don't like? What do you think is the problem?
For starters, Kevin Patullo. Like, you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Jalen freaking Hurts, the best offensive line in the game, Shayshawn Barkley, and you lose to the New York Football Giants and you lose to the Denver Broncos.
Giants.
Exactly.
Blow.
Like, back in the day, like last year, by the time it was the fourth quarter, we was blowing out teams. This year, we're struggling in halves. Like, that's not Eagles football. That's not Broad Street football. Like, we shouldn't be losing 2 games in a row. That's not Eagles football. Run the ball. Yes, you got to give A.J. Brown the ball. Why ain't you feeding him? Like, why ain't you feeding him? Like, that's my issue. Like, Kevin Patullo. Now, also, the offensive line. You got to block better. Pause. You got to block. Allow Saquon to open up. Pause. So, it's the offensive line for me, and it's Kevin Patullo, because we should not be going, like, when it came to the Cowboys, I get it. It's the first game. I allow that. Kansas City Chiefs, you shouldn't be struggling with them when last time I saw you versus them, you was blowing them out. Versus the Rams, you shouldn't be – it shouldn't take a second half to win and a block field goal to win that game. It really shouldn't. Versus the Bucks, you should have – after you score in that first half, awesome. The second half, you should have ran the ball, drained clock, and kept that ball away from Baker Mayfield. Versus the Broncos, you should have done the exact same thing. Ran the ball, drained clock, and keep the ball away from Sean Payton. Versus the Giants, you did all of that. You was up 17-0 or 17-3. Right? 17-3. You could have ran the ball. You could have ran the ball, drained clock. Did you? No. No, you didn't run the ball. You didn't drain clock. So it's like, those are my issues with the offense. It's like, it's fundamental football. Run the ball. Like, I get it. You gotta give A.J. Brown the ball more. You gotta give Smitty the ball more, because they're being frustrated. But dang, you know what I mean? And when it comes to Chauncey Gardner Johnson, if he wants to come here, I'll allow it. But we gotta get these young guys a chance. And for Trey Henderson, if Howie makes the move, he makes the move. But go ahead, leader.
Yeah, the young guys, but Eagles, I'm all with the young boys. And I think there's some good young boys they got, man. Some real good young talent. But it's time to win right now. And then we can groom these boys to do what they're gonna do. Like I dig it. I dig it. That's depth. Let them go play. Let Jahai Campbell do his thing, because then he's gonna sit back to Dean. It's gonna happen. When Nolan Smith get back, Jahai Campbell will sit back. He will rotate in there with Dean, and it's definitely gonna happen. So yeah, we got depth, but it's time. My thing is this: the trade not gonna be a game changer. It's time to make it, because I think even in the free agency, we got depth with Uche, and Azeez Ojulari had a good, showing, like he was alive and all that. We need that now that Darius ain't there, but we need a guy that's gonna come in there now and make it happen. And I like all 3 of the names. All of them will be game changing edge rushers. Bring an edge rusher in there. Don't care if Jomo gonna sit back in depth. Let him fall back and be, because he's been playing good. Because I'm more than confident for him to come in there and play good. They haven't put Ty Robinson in a rotation like we think. He isn't getting the snaps like that. And he had good camps. So we'll see what's going to happen, but we need to upgrade for sure. To all I say is to overstack the talent on teams. If you want to get ahead, let's get ahead. And I think that's what Howie's about. That's why he said it's going to be a different year. We're going to stack talent. We got to put some money back. We got some new stars. But another thing is this, everybody got to understand: Carter and Mitchell was out. They was there. One of them or both of them was there on the game. The defense came back. When we're talking about the last game, it's a little different. Crazy, different situation. Play calling. Tulo was listen. Look how the offense run. Not like a machine. It's a well-oiled machine. Even when Brian Johnson didn't interfere with how the offense is supposed to be run. He just didn't make the right play calls at the right times when it was time to make them. He was bad at doing that. But Patulo was just an all-around. He hasn't had one game where we're looking at Patulo like, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm talking. He need to have that one. I mean, for real. I mean, I was like, listen, on this right now, James Franklin was fired from Penn State. He's an offensive. Listen, I'm not talking about putting nobody. I'm just putting the name out there. He was an
Right.
offensive coordinator. Before he has that, he's an offensive guy. Saquon Barkley's coach, Jahan Dotson's coach. I'm just putting the name out there, y'all. I'm putting the name out there. I'm not saying, look, let's let Patulo try to get this, but if you're talking about a name, I'm gonna say James Franklin. Look up his resume. He's offensive coordinator before in his career, college football, big time, successful guy. Listen, successful. We're talking about not the top 10 teams, top 25 teams. He had those records. This man's been successful and has put people like Micah Parsons, like those guys, and Tyler Warren. You're looking at all these guys, put him on that coaching staff. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Simple as that.
Let
So
Patulo be a guy to mention and stuff like that. But yeah, go ahead, Coquette. My bad. Go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good. But go ahead, say what you guys say, because what else you want to talk about outside of the game? Of
The
the
next
game.
game, man. Listen. This is put up or shut up. Like I talked a lot about the schedule, right? I talk a
Yep.
lot, and still with the 2 wins, but they got to prove it to me that I'm right. They got to prove it to me that I'm not going to say 13-4. They got to
Yep.
prove it. This game, they got to come out going into the bye week all the way into Green Bay. I got to see how they look going all the way to Green Bay. They got to whoop New York. This is what they got to do. They got to beat up Vikings. They got to whoop New York, and they got to beat the Packers. We need to see if this is the same team. I feel was going to be 13-4. They're going to catch a couple of more losses down the road. That's it, man. I mean, you're going against Minnesota, Carson Wentz. It always got to be a Philadelphia headline somewhere. Why did this have to happen? Well, he's been. We don't know if he's going to play. JJ McCarthy, I think he's been thrown around or
JJ
whatever.
McCarthy has been limited. Has been limited the past 2 days, and
Right.
Carson Wentz has been full participant. So, yeah, it might be Carson.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're going to see how that goes, how that turns out. He's been sitting up there. He is the starting quarterback. They might be like, yo, that's how it be. Right away, you're going to go in there and go if you got a little bit going. But if they like Carson, who threw, he had 2 interceptions, a couple of joints, but he had 350 yards one game. He still know how to throw that rock, man. So we'll see how that goes. People talking about Jefferson and Addison. I've been seeing a lot of people through. Oh man, the cornerback's going. Are y'all right to talk like that? They got to put up. Ringo is a guy I'm a fan of. He had one of those games, the penalty, but Ringo had a good game before that. The man's talented. He just going to go ahead and prove it. I never had faith in Adoree. I just never had faith in Adoree like that. I mean, we're
And
gonna see
just
how
so
that.
we're clear, leader, the Quinyon Mitchell is practicing.
Yeah,
Landon Dickerson is practicing. Jalen
right,
Carter is practicing.
right. I know that. Yeah, I just I just said Ringo, and I've never had like to Ringo and Adoree. I never had faith in Adoree because he's going to play. Adoree's going to play. Going to play, and the thing is, who's going to start between Ringo and Adoree?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So
Who you want? Who you want? You want Adoree or you want Ringo to start
Ringo,
versus
Ringo. He's faster, taller, more talented, and all that. Yeah, I want Ringo. I want Ringo in there, no question. You know, a couple of mistakes, both of them made them. I done seen Ringo be more of a physical. Ringo, no question. I still have faith in Ringo. You know what I mean? But he got to show me too. This is it. Like because making the trade deadline, I think regardless how he's looking for a guy that could sit Ringo down and sit both of them down. I
mm-hmm.
think that's what he's doing. He's if he's that guy that can sit both of them down and make the team better, he's gonna do it. He's not gonna get no guy equal like he did with Jacory and Bennett, so he can get some competition and see all three of them battle for it. No, now he's going to sit everybody down with these trades. Now he's going for big dogs because you know the Super Bowl. This is a different breed of a team. So yeah, it's no question, no question about that. And yeah, heard about all the injury updates and all that. You know, just see what Ringo and Adoree. Let's see what they do. They got to prove Dory can at least be solid. He ain't got to be great. He just got to be solid. Don't make the mistakes. Be like Isaiah Rodgers was. You see everybody calling for Isaiah. The stuff came out that something about the contract, and Isaiah retweeted like this is crazy. Eagles didn't stop listening to social media, y'all.
That's what I say. Stop
Yeah,
listening to
like,
social
that's,
media.
that's crazy. I mean, but here's what it is, man. I mean, look, the Eagles are going to get there, but Eagles have a big criteria as a winning team, so the fan base is no more passionate fans than Philadelphia fans in the world. And you coming off Super Bowl, I get it, but Philly will be okay. Philly will be okay. But the main question is always Patullo more now after New York,
Yep.
more now after New York. Addison, Kevin Quinion, we know Jefferson's not going to be comfortable because he wasn't comfortable with Slay. He's
Yep.
not going to be comfortable with Kenyon. And then you got Cooper now. You can get back to his going all around the field base packaging instead of him to come back on the outside and be the guy on this side. Now he can get his boy back. And then the Ringo played better when all three of them were out there. This time he was by himself. Hey, there's no excuse. Should have been better regardless. But it's going to be a better trio out there with people. And Dory can be four. I think that's who it should be. One of them going to be four. One of them. But it's going to be better. Better defense. And Carter is, man, listen, it's going to be a different defense.
Yep.
Different defense. Zach Bond, Jahai Campbell doing good. But you put the defense on guys that never had the defense on them before. But there's no
Yep.
excuse. Next man up. Let's go to that part. Whenever it's your time, it's your time. A lot of stuff shouldn't have been done. But it's going to be different things. And I'm hearing that the offense started talking. Of course they did. Batullo's been talking with Hurts and Brown like they've been doing. Let's get this together. Patullo, we
Please
gotta
get
prove
it
it.
together.
We gotta prove it. Listen, I've been so supportive. I'm always supportive. Patullo, you gotta get it together. This is it. This game right now.
Yep.
After this, my hands is off from Philly fans saying, let's go get him out of here. My hands is off. You have a buffet of talent that offensive coordinators cannot even imagine to have. You have an unstoppable receiver who's to me he's the best. Now that's not no opinions. This guy's dominant one-on-one. Can't
Yep.
nobody mess with him. Get this man the ball. Devontae Smith, like last game, this man can go zip zag all around you. You got a number one receiver on your other side. Dallas Goedert. So underrated as a tight end. So underrated, man.
Mm-hmm.
He can dominate a game by himself. He's had 2 games this year where he got down. He dominated people.
Yep.
And you talk about Saquon Barkley. The offensive line has 4 Pro Bowlers out of the 5. You gotta get. They're adding the fullback too. Remember that. That's key. Because Latu's doing it right now. It was Van San Marino. You added an extra blocker. So how are you not running the football? I just disagree on that point of it's time, Patullo. This is it. And after this game, I My hands is off, dog. You got to get better. You're not. It's not like, no, man. I mean, Brian Johnson. We had things to say about Brian Johnson, and rightfully so. But AJ Brown had a career year that year. He had
Yep.
2,000 yard receivers and 1,000-yard rushers.
The only issue with the Brian Johnson thing, despite all that, Jalen Hurts did have a couple of interceptions though. But outside of that, Brian Johnson was lighting it up like a Christmas tree last year.
Yeah, it was just play calling, the right play calling. That was his play calling was his thing. Petulo has no playing. His play calling is bad because it's the same thing, but let me clarify, it's different. He has no plan, full game plan. When it's time for Brian Johnson to make a play that can decide the game, that can keep the game going, he wouldn't make the right play then. That was his thing then. We ain't talking about a full game run because, man, first, second half, we going crazy. Then Hurts had to get used to his system. That's why he had 15 interceptions and fumbles and stuff because he was trying to get used to it on the go.
Right.
Jalen Hurts, I'll tell you, Jalen Hurts, they was winning that game on talent, pure talent. That Jalen Hurts was just going and creating stuff himself. Nobody talks about Jalen Hurts. It was said Jalen Hurts, when Brian Johnson was the coach, Jalen Hurts and their talent, everybody's talent, they depended on that. But Tulo is putting them in a position where they can't even depend on that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, yep. I'm just saying. I'm just saying to y'all, if this game, he needs to get it together, sit down. I mean, man, anybody would love this plate. This plate. They would love this offensive plate. And then they came off of, this isn't just an offense. They had a 2,000-yard rusher, a quarterback that was an MVP candidate, a quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl, a receiver that's the highest paid in NFL history at one time before Jefferson had to exceed him. A guy that's one-on-one dominant, a route runner, Devontae Smith, that was a Heisman Trophy winner, a Super Bowl offense. This is what he has. It's time for me to start speaking because I'm really supportive, but now you got to wake up. You got to sit down and put that what worked. Look at what worked last year and then put your stuff into it. You got to run this ball, man. How we even know? I know they're talking about the offensive line, but they don't get enough time to prove themselves. 6 rushes, 11. Well, we can't say that because who's ran the ball? We can't count without Jalen Hurts running the ball. Without Jalen Hurts running the ball and creating a running game. Because he's been the man that created the running game. He did. Like, he won games by scoring and rushing touchdowns. He scored game. He created rushing touchdowns.
I'm trying to show you AJ Brown's numbers for the season so far.
That's crazy. 25 receptions for 274 yards. 1 touchdown. He had a career year. That's why he got that contract from Philly because he had that where he broke a streak where he caught these. What was it?
This many.
That's crazy. And Jalen Hurts is doing the best he can because he's had 100 ratings.
Oh, speaking of Jalen, let's go to my boy. What number he has?
Let me see what that is. What's that? Man, 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Y'all talking crazy. That's why. Listen, what are we talking about? What are we talking about with Jalen Hurts' season right now? He did what y'all wanted him to do. He started throwing for more yards. Man, stop this right now. We not talking about that. 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Can we talk about that right there? Can we talk about since last year? He had what, 5? He had 5 last year. We talking about going from last year, 26 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. I just want to know why y'all always like. I just think he can't do good enough. I think that's what it is. I think he's doing exactly what we need him to do. He needs a play caller. Don't y'all know Jalen Hurts has played with all these? He's used to doing this, and he's doing the best he can do as an experienced football player. But what's not going on is that he's not getting the winning formula to throw to these guys. He's trying his best. Y'all not seeing this? He's giving you a high ratings in games when he has to throw less than 100 yards, more than 100 yards. He's giving you 95 points. He had 1 interception. And then the first thing y'all want to talk about is the mistakes he made. Them two. Do you hear about them 2 mistakes? The man had 200. He lit it up. Right plays weren't called. I want to know, how do we get 4 running touchdowns scored on? Scatterboo. Dart had more rushing yards than Jalen Hurts. No, we gotta get together, y'all. We gotta get together. That's it. Bottom line, we gotta get together. Patullo, this is it. And I'm saying this. I'm calling for James Franklin. James Franklin, offensive coordinator. If Patullo don't get this together, James Franklin, offensive coordinator. Saquon Barkley, Jahan Dotson, Tariq Castro Fields, all them are Eagles right now. Not to mention Lance Dixon, who was recruited by Penn State, big time prospect at a high school. Man, y'all crazy right now, man. Patullo got to get this together. This is a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Super Bowl team. Now I wasn't doing this all season, man. I wasn't going at Patullo all season. Now I'm sorry, man. Exactly. I'm calling for the offensive coordinator. If Patullo don't listen, I put it out there. Tweet it. Everybody that got Twitter, put that out there. James Franklin, offensive coordinator. Leader Johnson said, Broad Street Blitz tape. Cool. Listen, James Franklin, offensive coordinator. If Patullo don't do it, the pressure is on. This is the game. This is it. This is the game, or this is it. It ain't no. Okay, this happened. Well, he could have did this better. But the pressure on now. After that game with the New York Giants, oh man, you crazy. No. Cool cat, no, I'm here. I say optimism. I say realness. I always, but no, what? Blowout? Brian Johnson ain't get blown out. Brian Johnson ain't get blown out. Come on, man.
Exactly. Exactly, man. So, any other thing you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, man. We're gonna come back. Next Ball Street Blitz take. We're gonna talk about the Vikings game, and then leading up to the rematch with the Giants, and then more ongoing news that might be attached to it. Do we want a trade? We're gonna talk some trade stuff. Who do we want? So keep up with that news, Eagle fans. I'm out, man.
Yep, and I'm out too. I'll see y'all next week. Fly Eagles fly, go Birds, and we out. Peace.